Hollywood director Lee Daniels releases a new film that he coins a faith-based horror film titled The Deliverance, and many Christians are warning other Christians not to go see it. Check this out.
But you had like a religious kind of like person on set.
A deliverer. Yeah, because I read the making of Exorcist. I read the making of that Poltergeist, and things happen. And even with that, there were still things that happened on the set. That was, my sister is in every movie that I've ever done as my good luck charm, and she was in the scene with Glenn in the chemo scene, and she's the one that sort of gave her attitude in the chemo scene. 2 days later, after being in the chemo scene, she was diagnosed with lung cancer.
What?
Literally, my dog died on the set. When we were she was spraying the demon out, a fire extinguisher. It backfired in her face. It could have put her eye out.
I had to go to the hospital.
Why,
You did have to go
Monique?
to the hospital. That's right.
Because the demon was supposed to be on top of the building. My thyroid was a big, it was just sick. Oh, baby. I was like, what kind of shit is this?
Now, Lee Daniels is the director that did the movie Precious, the TV series Empire, movies like Monsters Ball, so on and so forth. And this film is what he coined a faith-based thriller or horror film, which there's no such thing. And this is a film about a young single mother who are raising children who are demonically possessed. And as you heard on the set of this movie, people begin to be truly demonically attacked. As Lee Daniels said, his sister appeared in a scene of the movie where someone was diagnosed with cancer. And a day later, she went to the doctor and was diagnosed with real lung cancer.
I haven't talked about this yet, but my sister is in the scene, who's done all my movies with me, every one of my movies. She's in my movies. My sister was in the chemo scene with Glenn, and the following day, she was diagnosed with lung cancer.
No.
It was dark.
Wow.
You got something popped in your face. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it was
the
the fire extinguisher.
She's
Yeah,
putting
for
out a
sure.
fire of
Yeah.
demons, and then that's a thing that happened. My dog died. It was everything that happened.
The dog died?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Just complete demonic attack breaking out, and they had to call a priest. This sounds real familiar to what happened on the set of the Exorcist movie and on the set of The Conjuring. These were horror films that were shot, but while on set, real attacks begin to happen to the actors. And Lee Daniels himself admits that he knew these things about The Exorcist and other horror films.
I read the making of Exorcist. I read the making of Poltergeist, and things happen.
Is it true y'all had a preacher on set
Every day.
on
Yeah,
purpose?
every day.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? We were terrified. I didn't know. My mother didn't want me to do this movie.
And he still chose to do this movie. I don't know what it's going to take for people to learn. These films are nothing to play with, and it is not make-believe. And now they're trying to say that this is a faith-based horror. What communion does light have with darkness? This is literally opening demonic portals for demonic attack in your life, and it is directed in the Christian home. Lee Daniels, who is a gay Christian director, says this movie isn't about horror really, it's about finding the light. If you want to find the light, you seek the face of the Father, you get into your word, you get into prayer. You don't need to be watching a faith-based movie that is about demonic possession. That absolutely is not finding the light. That's opening yourself up and your family up to demonic attack. And Lee Daniels himself said that this is what he does when he takes on a movie role. And that's why he didn't want to take this movie role on at first.
I work from a place of I'm an open portal.
Right, for sure.
I'm an open portal, and I know what comes to me and what I give out. And I said, this is gonna land in my spirit. And that's why I sat on it for such a long time, y'all. I didn't want to do the movie.
Yep, Lee, you should have never did it. And you should not be watching it. And this is where having true discernment should kick in to know what to do and what not to do. But if you're already living in sin, it's going to cloud your judgment and your discernment. There's going to be other voices operating in your heart and in your mind. And I believe this is exactly what happened with Lee Daniels. And we're going to get more into it, but you're going to have to head over to my Patreon page where you can view the full and uncensored version of this video. I'll leave the link in the description. I'll also leave the link right here. Head over right now, subscribe, and I'll see you guys there. As always, God bless you and shalom.